Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. Wisdom boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, and guys, it is Sunday, and we are back here on another Sunday for the Sunday house party. And oh, what a Sunday house party it's gonna be, because we have got the return. We assembled everybody here, got it all together, and now we have the core four that is here, and we're here to talk a whole lot of things professional wrestling. And I can't do that by myself. I got to bring those guys with me, the core four, like I just mentioned. And we do this every week. And my man, he does his show every week. He hangs out in his room and talks all things SmackDown. We got some things to talk about on SmackDown today. That is the Grunmeister. What is up, brother man?
Yo, what is up? I've been hitting the gym. SmackDown pretty solid this week. Happy. And don't play Escape from Tarkov unless you enjoy suffering.
Oh no, suffering. No, that's not for me. That is not for me.
Well, you know what? Some of us are masochists. Okay, so I'm just warning you guys.
Hey, I gotcha. All right, no judgment here, man. And listen, he's over there just cracking his ass up, and that is our guy. He's our producer of the show, and I hang out with him on Thursdays. We talk a lot of ECW. He's the educator of Extreme Nut every day. He's the voice. Josh Joseph, what is up, bro?
What is up, house? What is up, household? Any masochists out there? You are Grunz fans. We know you out there. We know you love it. Any Chaos Goblins, we're so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us, giving us some of your time, and I cannot wait to talk to my four friends about some
Hey.
wrestling.
Yeah, man. Listen, we are here together. We've got Nick in the chat right now. He's saying, "What's up, fellas?" Here to make sure Josh stays off drugs in the streets. Also to chat wrestling. I don't know if we can keep him from stopping doing any of that stuff.
Not a bit. Not a bit.
At all. He's a wild man. And listen, speaking of wild men, man, we got our guy over here hanging out with us. We don't get him that much, but we love it when we do get a chance to get him. And he is hanging out and just changed his background to Vince McMahon for some reason. That is, it's always. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. It's the return. Hypocrisy Jones is here. What is up, man?
What is up? What is up, household? You see that energy I'm bringing right here. It's that Vinnie Mac energy. All consent. Hell yeah.
Hey, the household likes it.
I like it. You know, look, I'm bringing that money.
Yeah.
Right now, bro. So
Oh man, we're happy to have you back on the show, man. I know you've been super busy. You got a lot of things going on as far as like the shoot job and everything. So we know how busy you are. So we appreciate you coming and making time to hang out with us again on this Sunday. Because guys, we have a lot of things to talk about. All right, we just had SmackDown, which I thought was a pretty good SmackDown, and I think I said it in the chat, but I was like, before last week's SmackDown, where they kind of shook a few things up, by like doing things like bringing on Lash Legend and whatnot, and then Chelsea Green became the new two-time Women's United States champion. They're kind of doing a little bit of shakeups here and there. Jade Cargill's new attitude is awesome. Before that, we were saying it was pretty slow. It was a lot of people out there saying that SmackDown was actually like a snooze fest. It was missable, and they weren't wrong. I don't disagree with that, but I kind of feel like they've picked things up. As a matter of fact, guys, I'd say this last week period in wrestling has been great. Whether you're talking about the last time is now tournament going on and everything that's come from that, blood and guts over on the AEW side really was awesome to me. We'll talk a little bit about that for sure. But man, listen, we got a new intercontinental champion with John Cena. I mean, there's a lot of this last week has been nuts. And like that's why I'm so glad that we was able to get together, get the core four together and have this conversation. But I gotta bring it to my man Grunt right now because he talks all things SmackDown. And I got to ask you, not just SmackDown, because I know you're a SmackDown guy. That's awesome. But give me some of your highlights from just this past week in wrestling. Like any one or two things that's really kind of been like, this has been awesome. That's helped make this week an amazing week of wrestling.
Well, you know what? I think because this is probably the first time in a long time I've had something positive to say about them. I got to give it to the women's blood and guts match.
Oh,
Is
yeah, yeah.
I got to give it to them. It the greatest match I've ever seen? No, but that's subjective. Um, but for what it was, for being the very first women's blood and guts match, they did everything they needed to do. Everyone looked good,
Yeah.
even Monet. Who, yeah, I can't stand her, but I'll I like that she was not she was knocked out. She was out cold at the finish of the match. So it was everyone else on her team that got the attention, even though I'm not really liking the Megan Bang character either. I think that's her name.
It
Yeah,
seems like Megan Bain is giving me new Jade Cargill energy. Like
a
that's
little
their
bit.
new Jade Cargill, esque baby that they're trying to protect and keep close to him. Like
I can see that,
my
but
question is, how good is she actually? Yeah, that was the same questions we had about Jade.
well, now I was more even back in AEW. I was more than willing to give Jade a pass just because she she had a history of being bodybuilder, muscle
Hmm.
contest. So, and she came in with this impressive physique. Not huge, but you could see where all the muscles were defined. I don't
True.
see the defined muscles on Megan Bain's body, and she doesn't look that big. Like, look, and in comparison to, like, yeah, I think she's taller than most women, but I don't see her as I don't see her dominating Willow Nightingale. I see Willow Nightingale will just taking the beating and then taking her down. But positive note, Julia Hart and Sky Blue have improved. I cannot be more thrilled that Tony Khan did not get bored with AEW originals.
Sky Blue, you might as well start calling her Sky Red
Yo,
because she had a crimson mask on, and for me, she was one of the most awesome things on in that match. She really showed out to me. Yeah, most definitely. But I do. So while we're on that, because Blood and Guts, once again, we talked about it. We talked a little bit about it on Thursday. Me and Voice, we're big guys when it comes to like ECW, hardcore wrestling, and stuff like that. So let's stay with the Blood and Guts matches right now, specifically that match. Voice, your thoughts?
Oh, it was epic. for the women to go out there and prove um that this is where they need to be.
Yeah.
This was a first for the women's division over there in AEW, and I truly hope it's not one of the last, because this was a great point Grun talked about with Monet. I'd like to add to that and say that she highlighted people in that match. She elevated
Yeah.
everybody in that ring. And then, like you said at the end, it was her team that carried it away for them. She was knocked out. She wasn't a factor at the very end. The belts played a fucking fantastic to me, to have them on the outside and to have her take 5 minutes bringing the belts in and
Yeah.
just unleashing a beatdown with her team with her titles.
And
That
handing titles out.
handing titles out. When have you ever fucking seen that? I have
Never.
never seen that. That is a first. That is Monet. That is the NASCAR in which House has dubbed her. She gets it. A lot of us were sitting back and we were like, ah, fuck her. This is boring. But now I'm understanding, because I'm seeing her piece in the puzzle and the picture's not looking bad. Especially if you're bringing this element. My only critique, and we talked about this before we came on, is the ending.
Yeah.
I think you could have went more. I think the story deserves more. You're trying to set up a blood feud, and to get Tony Storm to the top of her level, you have to push boundaries. That's what she does. If
Yeah.
you do that, she plays very well off that. I'm not saying I did not like the ending. I'm just saying that Monday morning quarterback, armchair quarterback, whatever you want to call me, I would have added more to that ending.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel it. I feel that vibe. I actually, so while we're talking, I pulled up AEW Blood and Guts just so I could have it in front of me again. Right now, Sky Blue is coming out. This, I mean, once again, I want to stay with Sky Blue really, really quick because she does not
Don't
look
you?
this. She does not look the same from when she started with AEW.
Nope.
Like Sky Blue is a Chicago-based wrestler, so I've seen her around the way in some indies and stuff like that. Like, so she's wrestled in the Midwest, predominantly because that's where she's from. But she's on AEW, and obviously the only way you're going to get to there is if you're no 40 milers getting signed. You know what I'm saying? Nobody that only drives to a wrestling show 40 miles from their house gets signed. So she's been around the way. But like her transformation has just been insane, and then including somebody. Exactly. And then including somebody like Willow Nightingale, who I think that we've all been like, listen, Willow Nightingale is on the cusp of something. She is, they're not doing her any justice. It's almost kind of felt like she's been kind of like the Me Chin of AEW, where we're all like, hey, she can do a whole lot more, but they're not letting her. It was great to see her in this match. I see Jones over there. He's got the sky red crimson mask right behind him. Looks
Look at
great.
that.
Love it. Hype. I know out of all of us, you are a habitual AEW watcher, but we're talking about Blood and Guts. What did you think about this match?
So I've been watching way more AAW than I have in the past, and actually been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the storylines. I love the Monet belt collector story, and we can get into that a little bit later. But this Blood and Guts match, it really showed a whole lot, man. It was intense. Oh, and I don't know about you guys. This is how I watch my wrestling nowadays. I watch it with the sound off or low because I got a billion other things going on or that
Sure.
I'm doing and shit like that. But this kept me intrigued. I even with the sound off, I watched this match and everything that these women were doing was intense, man, and showed intensity, and everything highlighted a women's division that is very strong. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we saw nothing but max potential
Mhm.
in this match. And for me, it's good as I look at myself as a casual wrestling fan now, right? I'm not week to week doing podcasts. I'm not week to week, talking about wrestling or anything like that with you or like you guys are. I'm just a casual fan. I throw it on as I can when I can and it ingest what I can.
Mhm.
And I really sat down and was able to really enjoy this.
That's what matters, man. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, when you can, because here's the thing, the people who do this show and the people who listen to this show, we are going to watch wrestling. Period. You know what I'm saying? If it's like I've referenced many times on this show, when WWE wasn't hitting, I started watching Ring of Honor and New Japan. If WWE isn't hitting, all I'm saying is AEW has found the opening, that opening that we talked about weeks ago, to take advantage of WWE being so, it's a machine now, a corporate machine with TKO, with all, ticket prices super high. You know what I'm saying? And being having to go to many different outlets to catch their show, whether it be USA for SmackDown, Netflix for Raw. If you're an NXT watcher, CW for NXT, then Peacock for Saturday Night Main Event, and ESPN, which is the craziest one price wise for PLEs. So this is the opening that AEW needed, and I think that they found it because I know that watching this match, watching the chaos that ensued specifically through this women's blood and guts match, and then realizing that they found a way to make me see that I did not see before. They have a sneakily very very deep women's roster, and I love it.
Hey, Con, may I pause you for a minute? You
Yeah.
know how they've done this? Ruthless aggression. Ruthless aggression. I'm just saying.
Hey, that's what we saw in this match. I mean, that's what we needed to see. The follow up is going to be key. But it did make me realize they have like Sky Blue, they have Willow Nightingale, they have Tony Storm, they have Mercedes Monet. They've finally have invested in Chris Statlander and made her champion when she's been a day one AEW, signee. She's been there since day one, and finally they're like, okay, we're gonna make you the woman in this division, and a very stacked division. Voice, we love us some women's wrestling. We get a chance to talk about it, and whatnot. When we get a chance to talk about all the things going down on the WWE women's division. But I gotta ask you, where are you at with the current state of AEW's women division?
I'm tuning in next Wednesday. They're the
Period. I mean,
reason why. Yeah, they're
yeah.
the reason why I'm doing it. That match on Blood and Guts, I want to see where their women's division can go from here, because here's the thing. Me and you have talked about it at nauseum. The women's portrayal in wrestling that we grew up with has evolved. We've seen the evolution of it.
Yeah.
But I know specifically, me and you have talked about it before. We also, sitting back in that evolution of it, we knew what it could be. And right now, AEW's hitting that for me. You just gave me a match that I enjoy. I enjoyed the men's match of it.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say that just a couple matches on that card were very, very good.
They did a great
were
job.
great
They
matches.
did a great job.
The Blood and Guts overall, I would give it an A minus, because I feel that they can have room to grow.
That's fair.
You want to
Yeah.
hit that A plus with me? You show me that intensity next Wednesday, and then I'm hooked. I'm watching your product every Wednesday, and it's solely because of what I seen all of those women do in that match, and the energy and the love and the things they gave to the fans. I'm hooked. I want to see what you're going to do. So keep me entertained.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm going to get Grun's final thoughts here in a second. But before I do that, I'm going to say this. Once again, I'm not a heavy AEW.
We
We
lose.
mi- yeah, we might have to. This happened last time. So Grun, you might go ahead and give your thoughts on
My,
this.
my final thoughts on AEW Blood and Guts. Overall, was a good show. I think AEW and Tony Khan have started to figure out how they're going to get the partial of the WWE audience to tune into Wednesday night. They'll never get the full audience, but they don't need the full audience. All they need is to take some of the WWE fans. And then once they do that, they can really start showing once again that AEW can be the full-time competitor of WWE.
You know what was really nice about that whole show overall as well is that we didn't have this guy. He wasn't overly highlighted because they didn't need to overly highlight him. I love him,
That's a good
but
point.
that's showing growth.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very true.
That's
and they
a very,
highlighted
very good point.
Hobbs on a whole new level.
Absolutely.
They did.
Hobbs was highlighted for that match very well. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I'm disappointed in the results. If we're going to get into the Hobbs and Adam Page match, I thought it was so much violence and like it was so good as far as a Falls Count Anywhere match. Like they utilized not only the event because you got two blood guts matches as your bread, and you were the meat. You were the meat of this show, and they utilized the environment, the crowd, everything. And I thought that was just it was very well done.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. What I was saying was, in my opinion, without being a heavy AEW watcher, it really felt like Blood and Guts was one of their shows of the year.
Yeah. And it not to mention on free TV.
On free TV, man, like that's so crazy. Like I can't get over that. And like so here's my fear. Like not a fear for AEW. AEW for me and this moment is in a good spot. But this is my fear. We saw aggression. We like Hype said, we saw ruthless aggression. We saw hardcore. We saw gritty. We saw violent. We saw bloody. We like Blood and Guts was awesome for those reasons. My fear is that we have War Games in a couple of weeks and it's only going to be a parody of what Blood and Guts was because it's going to be more gimmicky. It's going to be more, we're going to, not that I don't love it, but like, we're going to see Io Sky jump off the top of with the trash can on when we've seen it for the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to see anything new or different or bloody or hardcore. It's going to be a watered down version of what we saw on Blood and Guts. And that is my fear.
I feel like this is a safe space, right? Where I could maybe say this. I feel as wrestling fans and enthusiasts, we do not have to compare apples to oranges.
No, you're right. You're right. But that's still a fear I have. It is still a fear I have.
I know the IWC will complain that even without seeing these War Games matches, yet they're going to be watered down. Charlotte Flair is not going to be blading. Alexa Bliss probably will not as well. I don't know. You are going to see carnage and a train wreck, but a WWE style carnage and train wreck that is very well choreographed and
overly
produced, and with one of the main concerns being safety.
Yeah.
And
I if that's not what you're into, that's okay.
It's just a concern that I have because, like you said, you made a good point. They're gonna say apples and oranges, but you're gonna have people who didn't watch Blood and Guts, but did watch War Games, and so War Games was way better than Blood and Guts. How'd you know? How would you have known that? You didn't watch both. And then you're going to have it vice versa on the other side too, because let's face it, even though we haven't made it a topic on this show for a long time, we've just been doing our thing. Tribalism is still out there and it's still a thing. You know what I'm saying? But like for as far as staying with the Blood and Guts event, I really just thought they did an awesome job. And without being tribalistic in any way, AEW has guaranteed my watch this coming Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. I honestly feel after War Games, Tony Khan's going to be able to send an email over to Trips with this.
Hey, how many fingers am I holding up? 1? Congrats. Won yourself a Chewy bar.
I mean, after that blood and guts performance, that's exactly what you can send to him because, like you said, House, there's going to be hesitation and it's for safety. I get it. But I also understand that this is war. This isn't a let's see who can put on the best promotion, guys. It'll just be gentlemen. Tony Khan wants to destroy WWE, and WWE, even though they won't come out and fully say it, they would love to stomp the shit out of AEW and take all their fan base. But
Why do you think the counter programming is happening?
exactly. And this is one of the first times where I seen AEW go, gotcha, bitch. And they're doing the exact same format, 2 rings, cages, all that. And with that women's performance, if you do not come out guns a blazing, a soldier willing to sacrifice an arm, you're behind the 8 ball.
Well,
And this is where you can strut.
I think what we're failing to mention and think about in this scenario is Survivor Series being November 29th. Right?
Yes.
AEW also has another pay-per-view coming up prior to that.
22nd, full gear. Full gear, yeah.
22nd, full gear. What's going to end up happening is people are going to compare full gear to Survivor Series.
Not a smart move.
because of ADHD. And if I don't know it, I'm not to put pressure on AEW, but let's see how this full gear pay-per-view turns out. Let's see how this shapes up, which it looks like it's going to be great. Well, we're getting Hangman Page, Samoa Joe, as well as a bunch of other matches. But let's see how that shapes up and what the internet is talking about before we get into, hey, let's let this Survivor Series match, let's compare it to that, because like if we're gonna do that, then we also got to throw in the traditional 5-on-5 match that we're gonna get on SmackDown prior to Survivor Series, right?
But
yes,
is that on Survivor Series?
No, it's on free TV, just as
Oh.
Blood and Guts was.
But it'll be under the SmackDown lights, right?
Something like that.
So you're just setting me up with your retarded sister telling me she's a supermodel. Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Oh, damn.
Hold on,
I'll go search
Grunt.
her when I touch her boobies.
How you gonna do me like that?
Oh man, Grunt, what's your thoughts? Because you have something to say. Hang on.
Yeah, I do.
ahead.
Let's set the bar very, very low for this traditional Survivor Series 5-man elimination tag team match, because you have MFTs who I've still not come back to them over. Going up against the mismatched crew of Motor City Machine Guns, Ray Phoenix, Shinsuke Nakamura, I think, and Sami Zayn.
But all guys who can work well with multiple people.
They are 5 fantastic wrestlers working with 2 guys that have not, or sorry, 3 guys that have a huge legacy in New Japan, and 1 guy who was only there because he was their brother, 2 of their brothers, and then Solo Sikoa, who's had a start and stop push pretty much since he signed with WWE.
Yeah,
Which
no,
sucks
true.
for him.
It
Because
does.
we've all liked
It
him.
does, because when you give him the time, he's great.
Yeah.
The U.S. title run, I thought was gonna be fantastic. It sucked, and it wasn't because it wasn't his fault. It was
They
the
cut
damn
that
booking.
shit short.
Yeah.
They cut that shit short. So let me ask this, and then we're gonna move on, because I do want to talk some SmackDown and stay there. The Survivor Series match, I am very happy to see that we're going back to the traditional 5-on-5 for sure. I enjoy it. I like it because here's the thing. I just don't think WWE's War Games match are going to do better than what AEW did with Blood and Guts. I just don't. I think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be the same. But my question for the 5-on-5 is this. Whoever wins this thing is going to be the sole survivor, obviously. What do the sole survivors get? What do they benefit from winning this 5-on-5?
Nothing. What I want to see is from this moment forward, with traditional Survivor Series tag team matches, the surviving what
Every
Comment.
time.
These comments.
Every time.
Damn. But
As a barber, I love this show. It's every stage of beard growth. Oh, that's great. We appreciate you, Polar Knights. We appreciate it. Grun, go ahead and finish your point,
Yeah.
man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want it from now on. The surviving members of the winning team get title shots.
In some kind of way,
You got to
like,
have something.
there
like-
should be an end game, because like we already have war games and we know what war games is, but now they're bringing in this 5-on-5 Survivor Series style match. Once again, don't hate it, but like, why are we doing it?
Hopefully there's still time to add some more like implications or a motivation for this. But I also see just through watching the product that there will be an added wrinkle with the six, the Wyatt six, lurking in the background of that. So I'm wondering if that added wrinkle is maybe we build upon that traditional 5-on-5, but it's 5-on-5-on-5 triple threat sort of match.
But see, even if you do that, I still have the same. Like,
Yeah.
why are we doing this? Like,
Yeah, no. There needs to be a why. There needs to be a why. Give me a reason, and I hope that is coming.
yeah.
I think the why is honestly appeasing the people bitching that there's
That
not
they want to see.
5-on-5s.
Yeah.
And this is just their little, here you go, here's your scraps, as opposed to sitting back and being like, hey, so this guy Hypocrisy Jones is talking about maybe we add the Wyatt six into this, and then you could have a tornado thing. Now you're evolving what you're trying to do, because it's not the same thing. Again, I go back, it's not at Survivor Series, it's the night before.
So
you're
understood.
just appeasing the people complaining.
But if it was at Survivor Series, there would literally only be 3 matches, because there would be the men's and women's war game match, and then this. So
why do we need war games?
Yeah,
it's a good thought. So okay,
you got to pay for the cage somehow,
I guess. But listen, let me add this. I see the vision of what Voice is saying, because now that he's saying what he's saying, it makes me think this is the scraps. This is to appease the people complaining, and we saw that before. Remember at WrestleMania when we were supposed to get a tag team championship match, and then we didn't get the tag team championship TLC match until the week after WrestleMania.
'Twas a banger, though.
It was a banger. It was an absolute banger. But like, I think we all agreed that, and to my point, it was a banger, which we all agreed should have been on the show. It should have been on WrestleMania.
Yes.
It was a banger that should have been on Mania. You know
It was
what I'm
a
saying?
risk that should have been taken.
Yes. Yeah, so you're giving me this 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. You're like, oh, here's the fucking scraps. Here's my table scraps. Like, why? There's no reason why. It's not happening on the Survivor Series show. It's a Survivor Series match. They're not doing Survivor Series at Survivor Series for no reason. Why? Why? That's my thing. That's my whole point. Why are we doing it? What's the point? You're just wanting to make people happy that we're complaining, and now you're doing it for a nonsensical reason, at least for now. Until maybe next week they'll give us a reason. But right now, there ain't no reason for it to even happen.
Yeah.
You are correct.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes with that. But listen, we got to talk SmackDown, because on the second half of this episode, I'm bringing back we got Hype here. We got to do it real big because Hype is here and he's back, and we're happy to have him back. So on the second half of the episode, not only are we bringing Hype back, but we're bringing back a game. We're bringing back That's True, That Might Be True, That's Ridiculous. So we're going to do that on the second half of this episode. But let's make sure we run through SmackDown, because once again, SmackDown was a good watch. We saw a lot of different things, and nothing bigger than a return, a big return, because let me prefix it with to you guys out there in the household like this. So it's Thursday night, and we're going into Friday morning. I know I woke up to the news that Joe Hendry had signed a multi-year contract with the WWE, which we love it. It's awesome. I think that's great. But it all led us to believe, oh, we're definitely going to see this guy on SmackDown. He's definitely going to be LA Knight's opponent on SmackDown. There's no way around it. But you know what? That didn't happen. And I love the fact that that didn't happen because it was too predictable. We if like him signing a contract Thursday night and then showing up Friday is way too predictable. The way they did it was so good because we saw LA Knight, he was there waiting on his opponent. And what do we hear? What do we see? We see a graphic. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. And I love it because not only it wasn't the exact same theme from when he was there jobbing out 5 years ago. It was still the oh radio, tell me everything you know. But it was a little bit mixed. It was a little different. I don't know, man. It's making me. I don't know. Is this a one off? Is this not a one off? Either way, I loved seeing Zack Ryder back on WWE television. It was a great vibe. I'm gonna throw it to Grun here. We thought it was Joe Hendry, man. Maybe we see Hendry Monday night, but we saw Zack Ryder Friday night. What are your thoughts?
Well, first, let me comment on that. It has been confirmed and as we saw with a squared circle expo, but as Matt Cardona is not signed to the WWE, that was likely a one-off.
What?
So we do not have to worry about Zack Ryder making his return to the WWE. But you know what? I'm fine with that. As for my thoughts on this, you know what? It was a good match. And it also showed that Matt Cardona, he now does the broski boot a little bit tougher nowadays. He
Oh yeah,
doesn't
Indies will do
scrape.
that.
Yep, and you know what? Michael Cole, Corey Graves, they both pointed out that this Matt Cardona version of Zack Ryder is not the Zack Ryder we knew 5 years ago. This is a completely different, badder, meaner, tougher, better version.
Run,
Than
bitch! Run!
damn right. He's the deathmatch king, the indie god. You don't want to fight Matt Cardona.
No, no, I loved it. I loved the commentary
Hmm.
referencing his indie work. It was just such a nice touch. Voice, will you add to that, bro?
Yeah, like Grun said, the Squared Circle Expo dropped the news. He's still going to be there at the Squared Circle Expo, much like IYH will be there.
Yes, we
So
will.
come out there and let's ask him some questions. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I love where we are in WWE specifically, where they can reference the character work that he has been building in the indies, and they don't have a psycho in the gorilla yelling, "I'm gonna kill you, Cole," or "Graves, you're dead." Things aren't happening like that anymore. It's allowed. It's actually promoted and shown that shows that there's no fear there.
Yeah,
And I think the crowd response showed that there's a desire to have Matt Cardona maybe do more than just one here and there. Maybe make it a quarterly thing. But
sure.
instantly you're going to get a pop if you have Matt Cardona on your card, especially in the WWE universe.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a nice touch to have him there. We speculated that it could be him, and WWE has opened themselves up to one-offs now. I still think there's a strong possibility we could still see Nick Nemeth. I don't think I think we see Joe Hendry Monday, but I think if they do have any other mystery opponents, which I can't confirm that they are, I don't think that they do, but I would still like to see Nick Nemeth. Hype, jump in on this. Your thoughts, Zack Ryder, and the last time is now tournament.
Yeah, honestly, this last part of this John Cena run, it really just, I don't know, man. It feels like a dream.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like a dream. But like seeing Zack Ryder on SmackDown, that was really cool. I feel like that's money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just absolutely. So like, and not to mention we got to see him on NXT as Matt
Yeah.
Cardona
Yes.
in the NXT TNA invasion that is going on right now. So we've seen both versions of Matt Ryder. I will call him now.
Matt Ryder, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Cardona.
Yeah, Zach Cardona, yeah. So
Nice. I like
I
it.
like this. I like this though. This I but I feel like the Joe Hendry thing may be a little bit too obvious, a little bit too on the nose. I regardless, I my feeling is Joe Hendry is going to NXT. He is going to be the next NXT champion after Ricky Starks shocks everyone and turns into a bad guy.
Hawking, stupid. That's listen. That's what he needs.
Yeah,
He definitely
he needs that edge.
Yeah, he definitely needs a shakeup. Listen, honestly, somebody that I think kind of needs a shakeup as well is Jey Uso. Jey Uso moved on in the last Time Is Now tournament, and he beat The Miz. And listen, I'm not a Jey Uso hater. I'm not. I don't subscribe to that. I don't. But why? Why would Jey Uso for what? Why? Miz was so obviously to me a layup because the history that he has with Cena, he main evented WrestleMania with them. Miz bell to bell is better than Jey Uso. I'm sorry, but he is.
Can we caveat that? Like I know we say that Miz, and listen, I love the Miz more than anyone else in this fucking world. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers ever of
I was
all
gonna say you ain't
time.
gonna make me hate the Miz.
I am not. But as a true wrestling fan and the hypocritical one, um, love Miz, and I wanted him to win as well. But we as wrestling fans have stated for years now, in years, that the WrestleMania that Miz main evented was literally the worst WrestleMania in fucking history. So what do we want?
But this is a better version of the Miz, bro.
Absolutely. No, I get that. I get
Way
that. I
better
get that. I get that. But history is still history. It still is what
Yeah.
it is.
You can't
And-
rewrite it.
No, we can't rewrite it because we have HD footage of that shit.
Sure. No,
Yeah.
you're 100% right. Not disagreeing with you. You're not making any bad points here. But like Jey Uso has like no history with Cena, and he's once again, if the argument is, oh well, we don't want an old guy to go up against Cena in his final match, I agree. I think it should be a young guy. I'm not saying Miz should have won the whole thing and faced Cena. I'm just saying Jey Uso is 40 years old. By the time he's done yeeting his way to the ring, he's tired and he's, gasping for breath and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, like, and I know it don't make sense for him, a top guy, to lose to somebody who's in the lower mid card like Miz right now. Yes, Miz is considered to be in the lower mid card because he's not doing anything like super relevant besides enhancing Carmelo Hayes, which is going to be what he does at the end of the day when that feud
Right.
goes to end. But like Jey Uso, I'm sorry, bro. Like I said, do not hate the man. I was yeeting. I was sitting over there yeeting in Lucas Oil Stadium when he won the Royal Rumble back in February. I just don't understand why he needed to be in this at all, especially in the midst of everything else that he's doing. It just don't make a whole lot of sense to me. But once again, it is what it is. But for me, it just felt like Miz, especially if there was maybe like some, and because nobody's gonna believe that Miz is gonna beat Jey Uso right now, straight up. But
Right.
Jey Uso has got a lot of different things going on right now with a lot of different fires that he's having to put out. Somebody could have cost him that match. Somebody could have made sure that he lost that match, so that
Very
way
true.
he had an out from the tournament, and then he could have focused on Jey Uso business instead of now he got to focus on Jey Uso business and last time is now tournament business.
Well,
th-
go ahead, Jones.
I was gonna say this tournament's already kind of fucked, and unless on Monday they prove me wrong, but this tournament is fucked if Dominic Mysterio is not in it from the jump.
I can agree.
I once again, that's another thing. I subscribe to that. I don't feel like he's gonna be in it, even though I think that he should, because they have a really good story to tell by having him be like, listen, you took my title, and obviously I'm not gonna get a rematch against you because whatever you do on I don't know what Cena's doing on Monday in New York. That's his last Raw appearance ever, and then after that is going to be whatever he does in San Diego at Survivor Series, and then after that is the last ride for him at Saturday Night's Main Event on December 13th. I just don't think it's gonna happen because it seems like to me, and you can call me crazy, and if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and admit that I'm wrong. But I think he's gonna retire his dad. I think the next bit of business for Dominic Mysterio is to retire his dad. And I don't know if it's going to be in San Diego at Survivor Series, but if it's not then, I do think it could be at WrestleMania 42.
I agree with that story as well. It's hard to argue with that if the other doesn't happen.
With the way that Mysterio came back like out of nowhere to confront his son makes me think that there's a strong possibility, even though honestly I'd like to see Dom and Cena part 2 in San Diego. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to see that, but something inside of me feels like we're gonna see Dom and Ray part 2 or 3, I don't know, because it's in San Diego, it's their hometown. I don't know. Grun, what do you think, man? Help me out with this.
God, I don't know if this is gonna happen. Maybe this will happen. It feels like a way to ruin it feels like it would help Dominic, because I think what's gonna happen is Saturday night's main event, and whoever's the winner, they're out there, they're ready. Bell's about to ring. Dirty Dom comes out, demands he's added to this title match, and for the Intercontinental Championship. My guess is that at this point, probably the winner is going to be Sheamus.
Oh shoot, I didn't even see. They've been pushing the Sheamus storyline really good on what was he on Raw? He was on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really good job of it. I I love the fact that here's the thing. I truly, truly, truly love the fact that they're pushing all these old narratives. As far as like Miz putting videos on his IG of the time that he beat Cena and like, hey, I'm still that guy, this and that. Sheamus saying, hey, I'm on December 13th, 2009, I put John Cena through a table to win my first WWE championship. Now on December 13th, 2025, my goal is to put down John Cena for his last match. I love it, love it. But I still think that at the end of the day, we're going to get a young guy against Cena. Voice, what do you think about that?
I think this tournament really gives the opportunity of one of the greatest words ever created in the English language, loopholes. Because you could have played in plenty of them, and we all know from 2016 you're not going to close those loopholes because your friends, well, they venture off that. So a young guy coming up who could shock the world, especially when we said we need one guy to be at the very bottom and climb his way up, and that is what's about to happen on Monday night. The Gunther match.
Stop it! Stop!
Just,
That boy gonna die. That
let's
boy
just-
gonna die.
Let's just say
Sorry, man,
No.
look,
Jones,
before you even say it, that boy gonna
loopholes.
die.
Loopholes, Jones. You can play in the loophole world in this, and he sneaks out a win over Gunther. That would devastate Gunther. That would bring Gunther to the bottom.
Especially on Gunther's return, he'd be.
Oh,
Oh
my
man,
God. Tell me, you wouldn't.
I Look, man.
I almost want to see it because what could happen from Gunther losing to Javon Evans is Gunther can completely lose his shit and start interrupting matches and just start beating the shit out of people. Like I wouldn't hate
Exactly.
that. I
Come
wouldn't
on,
hate that.
man. Tell
I'm
me we can't write for that.
Listen, I'm with hype. I think that Gunther is gonna win, but I love that idea because it gives Gunther a chance to do something completely different, which is not look so poised, not look so, you know what I'm saying, class act. I remember the time he beat the ever living fuck out of Jimmy Uso, then tasted his blood. We
Yeah.
need more of that from Gunther.
Yeah.
More
And
of that.
imagine this loss. That would send him to that moment.
Yeah.
And we would have that up until the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I still think that boy is gonna die. And
I-
man,
I- listen, Jones, I agree with
I
you,
even
bro.
follow Mama Evans, and I would love for her to be posting all over her social media about her boys beating Gunther. But I don't think
She's
it'll
so
happen
proud.
yet.
She's so proud of her
Yeah.
son. It's actually really awesome to see.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's heartwarming. It reminds me of why I like wrestling sometimes.
If my two favorite people in this world are sitting here and saying that's a heartwarming story, there's multiple people out there, and multiple people will buy in this industry into a story like that. That's how you
They'll
make
also buy into it later when he's established more of a name.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
see,
I
I would
agree.
Right,
love him to
I'm
win
just-
this. Listen, I would love him to win this and then go back to NXT and keep doing what he does over there. So then when his come up, when he does hit the main roster fully and ready to go, he's already a mythical legend that has come. He slayed the giant, the guy who everybody said when his name hit the tournament, he's going to win.
I mean,
There's many different worlds to play in with this tournament. That's why it's so intriguing. That's why I love it because you guys know more than anybody else. And then the household knows too. I love tournament based competition. I love it. So I like where it's going with the last time is now tournament. And I enjoy it. But listen, another thing that I enjoy on SmackDown, Ilya Dragunov, man. I fucking love that guy, dude. Like, he is hard hitting. He's a badass. He's continuing the legacy of the U.S. Open Challenge. But here's one thing I really, really liked. Match was great with Axiom. Not, you know, I love Ilya Dragunov, one of my favorite guys on the roster right now. If you ask me who is one of my top 5 favorite guys in wrestling right now, I'm gonna say Ilya Dragunov. But that specific match with Axiom, and this is not just playing to me, but specifically Jones too, specifically Hype too. I know one of Hype's favorite matches of all time, if not his favorite match of all time, is Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero at Halloween Havoc 1997.
yes.
And we saw Axiom and Ilya Dragunov do a spot from that match. The moonsault DDT off the rope.
Yeah.
Springboard moonsault DDT. We got a chance to see it, and I just thought that was a really, really nice touch and a really nice ode to one of the greatest matches of all time. Hype, what'd you think of that match in that moment?
Oh no, I thought that was really strong, and I genuinely like everything that's going on with this run that Ilya Dragunov is on, and that he has started with this open challenge. I think it's intriguing. I think it's good, hard hitting fucking matches. I think when he and Ciampa finally have a match, it's going to be one of the best matches. It's going to be really, really good, especially the way that they're building this, because we know that Ciampa can bring that out of somebody, as can Ilya. So everything that this dude's doing right now, I'm buying it. I didn't fully understand the him taking the belt off of Sammy when it happened, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it myself. I love the fact that he returned and took the title, and I think it was a good pivot point to have to have Sami Zayn do something else. Let's
Yeah.
let's breeze through the rest of this SmackDown before we take a break real quick because there are some things we want to talk about. This one I specifically want to talk about with voice, and the reason why is because we have been on a roller coaster ride with this woman. We've been here, there, back and forth a million times with her. Jade Cargill had a match last night with BFAB, completely dominated just like she needed to. Listen, she's doing that jackknife powerbomb where she is just lifting them up and just dropping them from a fucking skyscraper. She's got more attitude. She's got more grit. She is everything right now that I think she's needed to be for a while. I've been in on her. I've been out on her. I'm back in again. Voice, where are you at this moment?
I'm giving her a chance because it seems like she's actually putting forth an effort this time, this go around, and it's paying off. It does also seem that somebody's actually writing for a bigger woman.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had that really. Raquel, we're seeing that. I love what Raquel's doing. Okay.
Love it.
I
Love
think
it.
she's fantastic. I wish they would put some type of money behind her and get her like primed and ready to go. But Jade's had those opportunities.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen that before with Jade. But this character evolution of hers, this is where she's at. She seems comfortable. We see her enjoying the moment as opposed to looking scared and what to do next.
Yeah.
She seems in control. So I think this rendition of her, this moment with her, is doing great. I think she's doing great work. I hope she keeps it up.
Same here. Just keep up where you're going. I dig it for sure. I love it. But let's keep this going. We'll call this thing a good first. But I'm gonna go to Grun real quick before we do that because we had a WWE Undisputed Championship match on SmackDown. I can't remember the last time that's happened. I love that it has. We're seeing like on Monday Night Raw, we saw two tournament matches and three title matches. We saw an Intercontinental Championship match that saw John Cena winning the title. We saw a women's championship match that had Raquel Rodriguez going up against Stephanie Vaquer, and I loved the fact that Raquel was in that situation. She needs to be in more of them, just like Voice said. And then we had a women's tag team championship match, where we saw the tag team championships not only change hands, but it was a story that led to the women's War Games match. I loved it. You're making things make sense. So we had two tournament matches and we had two title changes. And on Friday, we had a WWE Championship match. I love it because it proves that WWE is hearing what people like us are saying, that their shows have been boring, their shows have been kind of stagnant, and they needed to shake things up. But Grun, we had Bronson Reed versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. I thought this was great for Bronson Reed. I also thought it was great for the people in attendance that didn't know they were going to get a WWE Championship match before they went to their seats and sat down. Grun, what do you think about not really the match, because I don't think the match was anything to write home about, but let's talk about the situation.
So the match was there, obviously for storyline purposes that we know now, to bring Drew McIntyre back
Yeah.
because of the loophole that Paul Heyman used.
Hmm.
I and like that is good enough, even if it's not a legitimate. Even if you're going to argue it's not a legitimate championship match, because you can make the argument maybe this one wasn't, but
Hmm.
but something exciting happened. You saw Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Logan Paul bring in Drew McIntyre. That's 4 of the 5 they need
Hmm.
for War Games. Now, what we are almost certain to get Roman Reigns as the 5th member of the team with Cody, Jimmy, Jay, and CM Punk. But now that 5th spot in that's gonna make everyone wonder. Is like, well, now if the 5th for Team Cody or Punk, whatever, is gonna be Roman Reigns, who's the fifth gonna be for Team Vision?
Mm-hmm.
Because because at this point, Austin Theory would be a letdown, so it can't be him.
Can't. No, that'd be a disservice to Austin Theory
No,
because it would just piss everybody off.
the wildest that it could be
Brock
is that
Lesnar.
that would absolutely be that equally wild. I think might be a little bit more wild. What I was thinking. What I was thinking was they've been lying to us this entire time about how serious Seth Rollins' injury was.
That's in play. I'm listen. It's
Yeah, that's in play.
if it was anybody else but Seth Rollins, I'd be like, Grun, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No. Yeah.
But with Seth Rollins, it's in play because you never. The beauty of Seth Rollins is that you don't know when he's fucking around. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You never know when he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm injured," but oh no, I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? And I've said it on this show before. I love that. I love the fact that we don't know what's really what with him. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Is
Yeah.
he injured? Is he not injured? Okay, he's injured, but how long is he actually out?
Yeah.
That's the question. I love that. That makes Seth Rollins compelling. It sucks because he, like in the last couple of years, he has been injured a lot, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But like there is that element in there that when he does get injured, you have no clue when he's actually going to come back.
Mm-hmm. And the other part of that is right now we've been led to believe that the Vision turned on Seth. What if that was all a ploy to make people believe that Seth was being taken advantage of by Paul Heyman, which is what Paul Heyman is known for doing.
Yep.
He's known for doing that, and that would they brought more eyes to the Vision. They got more people to watch. They got more people to 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 want to see the Vision destroyed. And then Seth, you think he's coming back to destroy the Vision? No, he's coming back to take his place back as the head of the Vision.
Hey, I listen. As far as the way that they've constructed these teams, because me and my son had this talk before. Like, I think we're all well. I can only speak for myself. Maybe voice, possibly, but like, I think there is a little bit of war games exhaustion right now. Like, it's a thing where it's like it's almost kind of like Hell in a Cell. And I don't wanna take this analogy. I'm using it from Chris Van Vliet, and it was a really good one. Remember when Hell in a Cell was a yearly event, like a PLE called WWE Hell in a Cell? And they're like, oh, well, guess what time of year it is? It's Hell in a Cell season. And now whoever is feuding is now going to fight in Hell in a Cell, even though the feud's not that serious. No, that's not what Hell in a Cell is at all. Hell in a Cell is a culmination of a blood feud. Hell in a Cell is when these two men have done everything, or women, these two competitors have done everything to each other, and there's nothing left to do, so somebody has to leave a piece of themselves in the Hell in a Cell. And when that talk started coming out, guess what? The Hell in a Cell PLE stopped. It didn't happen. And the last time we got a Hell in a Cell match, it was a damn good Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. It was really good. I think we're in a spot now where we do war games this year. The next year we go back to traditional 5-on-5 for a while. I just don't think we need it right now. If anything, especially for whatever reason, which I'm not saying it's going to be, but for whatever reason, if War Games is a overly produced, pretty sexy war games where it's like it's good violence, but it's like clean violence, like clean and good violence, if it's like that, let AEW have the two cages for a couple years. Let them have it for a couple years. Do something with the 5-on-5, and whoever gives something towards give some. Here's an idea. I'm not saying you have to do this, but it just came to my mind. Whoever is the sole survivor for the Survivor Series 5-on-5 match, give them number 30 in the Royal Rumble. I don't know, like something like that. Give them the 30 spot in the Royal Rumble or give them a title match at the Royal Rumble. I don't care. I don't care. But do something to where it means something like you did with King of the Ring. They did a great job with King of the Ring where the King of the Ring winners face the champions at SummerSlam. Let the Soul Survivor do, like, if it's like 2 Soul Survivors, because you could be two, there could be 2 Soul Survivors. Give one of them 29 and give the other one 30. I don't know. It's just an idea, but give them something.
It's a great idea, but by next year, these PLEs will not be named the same thing. They're going to change them all. So the talk, besides WrestleMania, maybe Rumble, Survivor Series, maybe I could even see them taking away Survivor.
I was gonna say Survivor Series
SummerSlam would probably be the last one I would say they would keep. And
yeah, because here's the
getting
thing:
changed.
Survivor Series has been so not Survivor Series-y for such a long time, and even before the War Games, Survivor Series was just there.
Yeah.
Like I could see them changing that, but I'll say this: if they start changing all these PLEs, especially the ones that have been there since the beginning, that's going to turn a lot of people off, including myself.
Easy change for that, for one like Survivor Series, you just call it Fall Brawl. I'm pretty sure you own the right to that.
TKO, he wants to go away from all of these old names.
It was some representative from TKO. I don't remember his name.
Rid of all of this stuff.
He wants it all gone. Yeah, this TKO representative wants it all gone.
That's the only reason I threw that out there, Jones, is because I knew of that news article.
I saw the same article. I saw the same article. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that motherfucker gets fired or is wrong.
That just goes to show that you're not wrestling fans.
Yep.
The people in charge are not wrestling fans.
Maybe he just saw Great Balls of Fire and was like,
that needs to change.
What are you talking about? The historic fast lane? Come on, man. That's an amazing one.
These rich bastards don't know. They don't talk to us. They're like you guys actually like the name Great Balls of Fire? Like, no, we didn't.
No, we hated it. No, it was terrible.
Vince McMahon was the only one who liked it.
I'll tell you this though. I thought Fastlane was cool because I thought in the beginning it was only marketed to Indiana. Yeah. I thought okay, if you keep Fastlane in Indiana, I understand that, and you put it in between. You put it like in WrestleMania season. Oh, okay, cool. I understand that. It's racing related, Indy 500. It's a absolutely built-in PLE.
All I'm saying is this before we go to commercial break. I am a firm believer, and none of you guys are going to tell me otherwise, that the name Great Balls of Fire didn't come because Vince McMahon got an STD from a 19-year-old intern the night before. Oh, you know what would be a great idea? Great Balls of Fire. Oh, my balls are itching.
We got Nick chiming in. He says it's crazy. Great Balls of Fire had that big man match of Samoa Joe and Lesnar.
Yeah.
Crazy to think that was one of their
only alternate. And I'll die on this hill. I will die on this hill. Samoa Joe should have beat Lesnar that night.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He should have beat Lesnar.
It should have been a rise of Joe that night.
I agree. I agree. All right, guys. Let's get this thing rolling because we got to play That's True, That Might Be True, That's Ridiculous. But before we do that, stick around with us because we got to take a break, pay a few bills. Then when we come back, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to play that game. Hope you guys join us. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brain Buster t-shirt website where your house life. Look at all these fantastic options you have. If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful for coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you, right here in the middle of this ring, that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Emerge Wrestling in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood, in your house.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. That's the Sunday house party, more specifically, guys. So listen, we are sitting over here having a great time talking some wrestling. It's the core four. We don't get a chance to do this all the time, so we're getting a chance to do it this week, and it is great. But listen, I have been running around. I've had a real busy weekend. Work yesterday, running around. I got some new glasses. Got my new glasses going on. All right, here, look nice, real nice. I'm seeing in 4K right now, y'all. It's crazy. Yeah, 4K over here. It's crazy. I could see things from distances I wasn't able to see things before, so that is great. But once again, I was running around. We did our family photos yesterday, and it was just a really long day. But you know what? I'm glad I got that stamina to do it, and that's because of Goalie Nutrition. All right, Goalie gummies really help me out, get me through my workouts when I go, and help me get through the day, because I be busy running around doing this and that, you know. So apple cider vinegar, those gummies are great. The ashwagandha gummies, if you're trying to chill out and restore after a workout, those are awesome. I got them over there on my nightstand right over there, some ashwagandhas, and they really help me out after a workout. Matcha Mind gummies, those are great. Help me focus on getting these podcasts right. We got to get it done. And listen, you guys can get your wellness journey going by going to goalie.com. And listen, once you get everything that you need and you go to the shopping cart to check out, hey, hit that promo code IYH. Let them know we sent you. Get a 10% discount and check out everything that In Your House is doing on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and beyond that. So guys, listen, I wanted to make sure that we were having a great episode here, especially with the return of Hype coming through, and he's here. So listen, I put together another edition of That's True, That Might Be True, That's Ridiculous. We're going to go the panel here, and I'm definitely going to get some of your thoughts, but I hope you guys are ready, because we're about to get this thing started. You boys ready?
Real quick. I just want to remember the rules, because it's been a minute. So let's say the category is you look like a young Alicon X. Then then we would go around and say that's true, that might be true, that right?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
All right.
But you are correct. I'm going to say a statement. I'm going to go around the room here. You guys tell me if that's true, that might be true, or that's ridiculous. Give me a brief synopsis as to why, and we're going to get started here. And I get started with our first statement. So we talked a little bit about it earlier. We talked about the men's War Games match, and I'm going to start us in easy right now, because this is something that we already talked about. But I want to get a statement from you guys to see the depth of what you think as far as this happening. I'm going to start with Hype here. Roman Reigns is going to be the last member on the men's War Game match. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
That might be true. I'm just gonna say, yeah, that might be true, and I'm only hesitant on that because I don't know what Roman Reigns we're gonna see when we do return, because we've seen a very in between Roman Reigns. Um, when we've seen him, whether it be with Jay or with Jimmy, like he's very in between of where he needs to be. He's not face Roman. He's not heel Roman. He's just Roman.
He's just
And
Roman.
he's just Roman. And I'd like to see what kind of Roman we see when we come out. But I dare to say, there's a part of me that is like, what if Paul Heyman smooths things over, reminds Roman he owes him something. What if that was to happen and Roman is the fifth man on the Vision side? But yeah, it'll probably be just generic shit, and Roman is there, so that might be true.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. But voice, Roman Reigns, last member of the men's War Games team on the babyface side. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous.
I guess I can't say that that's ridiculous, so I'm gonna say that might be true, only because I don't think you really need them. Like in this
There's
War
that.
Games, like
I agree.
this is one of them
Yeah.
where it's kind of like you can keep him in the bullpen.
Yeah,
We don't need him out on this one, and it's not going to hurt him, and it's not going to hurt the product itself. It might actually give somebody a big boost. So, just from getting that spot. So, that's where I'm at. That might be true.
absolutely like what you said there because it's the same. It's giving the same energy as like Lash Legend being in War Games in a War Games match right now. That's great for her at this point in her career to be involved in that. But I'm gonna give it to Grundmeister here. Roman Reigns, last member of the babyface team on the men's War Games match. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous.
That's true. The more I'm thinking about it, they're absolutely doing that. Because yes, they're getting rid of old pay-per-view names, which I will fully abandon pro wrestling if they do that, because then it literally means nothing. But TKO, while they do want to push younger stars, they like who they have that's someone that's of Braun Breaker's age
That's
or
a baby
possibly,
face.
yeah, it's like
What?
you could argue Penta, but Penta's a little bit older. I mean, like Penta's still in his 30s. I think he's still in his 30s. I think
I believe I think he's still in it. But dude, he's been wrestling for a long, long time.
he has been.
The
Can I
only
play-
other option for fifth man is LA Knight, and like we all know it.
I don't. Yeah, but here. Can I just throw a wild card in this Uno game?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Why can't we? This is how we interject Obafemi.
I'd fucking love it. I
I
would
would love that
fucking
too.
love it.
I don't hate
You
that.
want him as a baby face when he comes in.
Do you?
I do.
To battle
I mean,
Gunther, yes.
I just
Yes.
want him dominant. I don't care what he leans.
Well,
Like
okay.
I just want him to be dominant.
I agree with you there, Jones. But
I mean, you could throw him into the Vision, and he would be just as
I
impactful.
think he would be great.
I would
in the
love
Vision,
to see him,
but
with
I
the
don't
Vision.
think
Right?
that's what they would do with him.
No.
Yeah.
I think they see him and they see money and potential, and for him to be like the good guy Brock Lesnar type character.
Which
And-
who's to say he
I don't
can't
think
eventually
that.
turn heel and have a monster heel run?
And see, that's where
Yeah.
my money's at. Like, if you have him as good, like I love the Cena heel turn.
I don't know.
I thought
man.
that was fantastic. I wanted him to end his career with that gimmick.
Every
it didn't
time we
happen.
have a big guy that is a good guy, he ends up being a goofy guy.
But I don't think Oba can do that.
You mean like Big Show and Mark Henry?
Yeah.
Mm,
I
Yeah.
don't.
I understand your fear there, but they're gonna. This dude's 27 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's 6'6". You know, he came through the NIL program, as we all already know, and I think he played some football. I could be wrong about that.
It
but
was basketball.
Was
I
it
believe
bas-
he played basketball.
Was it hoops? Okay,
Yeah.
and I think
Let
he
me look
did
it
some.
up.
Well, I know for sure he went to the university.
Oh,
No.
come on.
Okay, Jones, you're looking up some Obafemi facts.
Yeah, I am.
All right, well,
Yeah, he played college basketball before WWE. Let's see.
I believe it was a scholarship that got him into the United States.
Yeah.
interesting. Well,
He
I
played for
mean,
the University of South Florida and for Morgan State University as a forward. So yeah, he has a basketball, very athletic background.
Okay,
Obviously, he got in through with through the NIL program, and he's an actual success from the NIL program, which is just like I believe Tiffany Stratton is another
yeah,
pool
Mm-hmm.
from there,
Yep.
yep,
as well as Lash Legend, who we just saw debut. So I think everything that we've seen from Omos, like amazing, right? Like he has so much potential. I think he's just been put into the wrong spots, and which is kind of weird to say because he was put in with AJ Styles at a spot, and we thought, hey man,
I remember that.
this is a really good spot for you actually because eventually you get tired of AJ's shit, you destroy AJ, and that's a big push for you, right?
Yep,
And we didn't end up seeing that
easy,
for
easy
whatever
writing.
reason. Yeah, easy writing.
yeah, but they went against that.
Yeah,
Here's the only thing I can say in Oba's defense. To me, from what I can see and what I've learned about him, Oba knows who he is.
yeah,
Yeah,
Everybody else you listed in that big guy spot were waiting to be told who they are.
it
true.
could
He
be that. Yeah,
he
Mm-hmm.
knows who he is.
yeah.
So I think that's an advantage for him, especially how young he is and in this business, because you'll have guys like Trips, another guy who knew who he was. Every time he came back, he was Trips.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see with Obafemi as far as what happens with him because I think he's got. I mean, he's got to be one of the most anticipated guys to come up to the main roster right now. I
Yeah.
mean, I would have said Trick Williams for sure, but Trick is so like entrenched in what he's doing in NXT that I think that there's still some like there's still some meat left on the bone for him at NXT, especially with the the whole TNA situation. I just think that with Oba, I think we're gonna see him come up before him, and then we're gonna be asking ourselves what is going to be his place when he does do that.
I apologize. I gave you the wrong facts for Oba. He actually was in track and field in high
Track and
school and
field,
college.
okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Um, yeah. He
Wait,
was
Nice.
there's
actually
more than one Oba?
no. I was looking up facts about Omos because I'm an
Oh,
idiot.
well, I heard you say Omas,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
then I
yeah.
heard you, but
I
what
was
you were
thinking,
saying was
I was
going with
thinking
it so much.
Omos, but yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys are spot on with Oba. He'd be a good one to throw in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on here because we got to keep going. I got quite a few statements here, so we're gonna stay with War Games. It's gonna get a little bit more spicier after this. I just want to bring us in a little easy on the heel side of things. On the Vision side, Brock Lesnar will be the last member of the War Games team. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous. Hype, you first.
Leaning towards true, but it's probably another might because I don't know. I That's where my gut says, hey, yeah, that's a quick, easy fifth member of Vision, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to see Brock Lesnar to be honest.
It's gonna be Brock Lesnar, but I don't know about this match. Voice, where are you at though? Brock Lesnar, last member of Heel War Games. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
I think that's ridiculous. I wouldn't waste Brock Lesnar. You don't have him many times. They've already proven that he's not going to be your weekly guy. So putting him in a storyline that of this caliber, I think that's ridiculous.
I don't think
Okay.
they put it if they have him in. I don't think they put him in the storyline. They say, "Hey, we have our fifth member, but he'll be at the event, and that'll be if it's mystery fifth member, then we know it's Brock Lesnar."
Yeah, I'll save mine. I'll give my thoughts here in a second. Grunmeister, Brock Lesnar, last member of the Heel War Games. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous.
I am. Oh, man. What do you? I am gonna. I think I'm gonna have to team up with Josh and say that's ridiculous. Josh made a compelling case. They don't want to misuse Brock Lesnar.
Hmm.
A War Games match, like the best way to use him is if he's literally the first person for the team in the game
Yeah.
in the match,
If
and Brock's not gonna say no. He's like, no, why am I first in? You
if
fucking
I'm getting a hired gun to fill my fifth spot, I'm not going to waste it on Brock. I would go for Matt Cardona. You can play it as we went out and got the king of the death matches, all this stuff, and really hype that up. Give him one more little shine there, and then be on their way with him.
that could work.
I don't think ESPN cares about the death match.
Yeah, it's this whole ESPN and collaboration with TKO. They're just getting away from so much tradition. It's
Yep.
ugly for real.
I think what they do care about is numbers and viewers, and I think a Brock Lesnar would pop that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. So, but for me, I'm going to say that might be true. And the only reason I even say that might be true is because you have the connection with Heyman there. Heyman orchestrated the whole deal with Drew McIntyre to piss off Aldis, Nick Aldis. And I can see him bringing in Lesnar just because that's a guy that he knows. Like literally it. Like I personally, I'm with Grunt and Voice here. I kind of don't want to see it. I'm not gonna lie because why is Lesnar teaming up with anybody? He doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about his friendship or his allegiance to Paul Heyman. He don't team up with nobody. So I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that might be true, but I don't want to see it.
I think you're right. I understand why he beat up John Cena. And I kind of wanted to see that again.
But
but I don't need him here.
yeah, that's the thing. Like him beating up John Cena made sense because it was him and John Cena. It wasn't
Yeah.
him and The Vision and Drew McIntyre and this. It wasn't none of that. It was just listen. At the end of the day, we've been watching Lesnar for how many years now? I think we all have a good understanding that Brock Lesnar only gives a shit about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but here, oh, dude, you just fucking gave me a thought. What if he does take this spot? They lock the cage and he destroys everybody
Okay.
because
Okay.
now you've
That's
trapped the
compelling.
wild animal in the cage with everybody that he can destroy.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
Like you're not talking me
They've-
out of that.
They've made him come out with a fucking forklift and he destroyed a ring. So why it wouldn't? It's not that
you're-
far off with when they want to destroy something. Why not use Brock? I don't want it to happen. I think it's a waste of a story. But if you're going to tell the story of the destruction of what's happening, what we know, the past, why not use Brock to where he destroys everybody in that ring?
If you're looking for a debate, you're not gonna get it from me. Like,
Yeah.
like
I hope they don't do that.
I don't even want to see him at the event. I'm
don't
not gonna
either.
lie.
Sit at home, go hunting. Pretty
Yeah.
sure it's hunting season.
Like at this point,
It is.
if you only have a handful of Brock Lesnar appearances in a year, why would you waste it on that?
Yeah.
That's dumb to me. So
Give me one-on-one matches with him.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I'm with you guys. Once again, I said that might be true just because of the window of opportunity because Heyman is orchestrating and putting this team together. But if you're asking me if I want to see it, no, I really don't. But okay, let's move on because we're gonna get a little bit more spicier. Those were a little bit boring. Let's get a little bit crazier. So we're gonna go to the Last Time Is Now tournament. We've been talking about the Last Time Is Now tournament, one of the best things happening on WWE right now. But we've been talking about a lot of names like The Miz winning it, like Sheamus winning it, guys that are well into their 40s. Let's talk about somebody younger that I think we know has a lot of potential. And I want to get a little crazy here. Carmelo Hayes is gonna win the Last Time Is Now tournament and go on to face John Cena December 13th. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous. Hype. Let's go.
Man, that's what I want. But again, I'm gonna say that's ridiculous because I don't think they are wanting to put Carmelo in that spot for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got for that one.
Gotcha. I don't know. I like the idea of Carmelo Hayes because he never got a one. Everybody at the beginning of this tour, there was a lot of speculation that he was going to get a one-on-one with Cena because he cites Cena as one of his like idols and stuff like that. Like that's one of his guys. He's even went on record to say that when that time comes when he wins the U.S. title, he wanted to bring back the U.S. spinner belt title as an ode to Cena, which I didn't hate that. I like it, but at this point, it's I don't know. I'll give my thoughts when I get to my turn, but we're gonna go to voice. Carmelo Hayes wins the Last Time Is Now tournament, moves on to face Cena December 13th. I didn't say he beat Cena. I said he goes on to face Cena by winning the tournament. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous. Voice, it's on you.
I mean, that might be true. This tournament, again, loopholes. They're there, and you could get away with making some money on this one. And he wouldn't be a bad idea to go with, especially you set up that storyline. You have people crying when he gets that opportunity. You're selling tickets, you're selling his merch. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing you could get away with. So I'm saying that might be true.
Okay. Like I said, I wanted there to be some crazy stuff in there, like the war game stuff. That was a little boring. We had just talked about it on the first segment, but now we're getting a little crazier with the idea of Carmelo Hayes winning the Last Time Is Now tournament and going on to face John Cena December 13th at Saturday Night Main Event. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous. Grundmeister, your turn, bro.
I gotta say it. It's gonna be ridiculous. And the only reason why it is not because of it's not because I don't think that would be a great match. I think it's more because Melo just said something about Miz, and Miz is going to screw Melo out of the tournament. Then Melo
I
is
could
going to
see
screw
that.
Miz. Then Melo screws Miz. You have that feud keep going. So Melo at the very least still gets to have a feud that is worth noting and is going to make him look like $1,000,000 afterwards.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on the right here and say, unfortunately, I'm going to say that's ridiculous, and it's not of any fault of Carmelo Hayes in any way. It's just he's not positioned in that spot right now to be that guy. Like, not us. I'm not saying us, but I'm talking about the very casual wrestling fan who is a John Cena fan, because there's a lot of casual wrestling fans and John Cena fans. They're almost like the same thing for the most part, because a casual fan knows who John Cena is. If they're going to go and watch John Cena's final match, they're going to see on the marquee John Cena versus Carmelo Hayes, and unfortunately, they're going to go to Carmelo Hayes and say, "Who? I don't know who that guy is."
Yeah.
It pains me to say it because I'm a Carmelo Hayes fan. He's great. I think he's awesome. But I just don't think right now he's positioned in that spot to be John Cena's final opponent. And for that reason, unfortunately, I have to say that's ridiculous.
It's a fair point, man.
Yeah.
Not that I want it to be. I just have to use logic. So let's keep going here because we're gonna be talking about the World Heavyweight Championship scene over on Monday Night Raw. Right now, CM Punk is in fact the champion, and that's all well and good until we'll realize that hey, this guy's 47 years old. Okay, he's pushing 50. We need a youth movement in WWE, especially in the main event scene, because all your main event guys are leaving. John Cena is leaving. Phil Brooks, CM Punk, 47 years old. You know what I'm saying? AJ Styles on his way out the door, pushing 50, almost to 50. There's not a lot. Roman Reigns ain't going to be around that much longer. There's a lot of top tier guys. Seth Rollins injured all the time, damn near. There's not a lot of guys. So for me to say that is for me to say this. Braun Breaker will be the one to take the world title off of CM Punk. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous. Hype, what do you think?
I absolutely think that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that for a minute now because we don't know how long Seth Rollins will be out. Um, um, Even with speculation of this may be all be a ruse. We still don't know, and what we don't know is what we don't don't know. But
Right.
what we do know is that Braun Breaker is right there, primed and ready. And I know. I don't know. I feel like the IWC has been quite vocal on. They didn't want Jay. They really don't want CM Punk as the world champion, but he'll suffice for the minute. The next guy is Braun, right? Like there's just
Yeah.
money. It's money.
Yeah. Braun Breaker, I think we all see it. 28 years old in a real good spot, a well groomed talent, not just by NXT but Family Legacy as well. It's going to be real interesting to see if he could be the one to take the title off of CM Punk. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous. Voice, where you at?
Uh, I think it's ridiculous. I think they're riding with CM Punk for some reason. Um, he's making money, I guess. I'm so lost with this dude. Uh, we get to a point to where CM Punk, how much more does he have to give for us?
Not a lot. Like I said, he's 47 years old. I don't think
Yeah.
he's got another 3 years left in his body.
So, and we've talked about it multiple times. We would like to see him in a backstage role, maybe doing something. We just seen what on Monday night. We seen a William Regal spot.
Yeah,
Did you guys caught that, right?
Mhm.
I did.
And CM Punk was there. We had Pierce. He was there. A lot of people I remember chanting. I liked Regal as a GM. So why not give CM Punk that opportunity? Mix things up. Give the Rebel a moment to where he makes some of the lay of the land, so we can save his body and we can, maybe have those matches where we talk about Nick Aldis jumping in the ring. We could have that with CM Punk because he's got a couple more matches in him where he doesn't have to go balls out.
Hmm.
But so yeah, in a long CM Punk rant, that's where I'm at. I just think they're going to keep it on him. So I guess I'm saying it's ridiculous. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I think it is.
Gotcha. Grun, what about you, man? Braun Breaker being the one to take the title off Punk, that's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
Um, for Braun Breaker to be the one to take the title, I think that might be true.
Okay.
I think Punk holds the title till Mania. He drops the title at Mania. Um, the only way I can see Braun Breaker they would need to make him uber heel or uber babyface, and Punk goes uber heel. And no, it wouldn't work. I think the fans would cheer Punk no matter what. So you need a babyface to take the title off of CM Punk. I don't know. It could be a returning Seth Rollins because he's supposed to be out around the time of Mania. Maybe he can comes in as a surprise opponent. I don't know.
This one's hard, House.
It
I
is.
know.
It is
Good.
really hard. I've got no. I'm certain that Punk drops style at Mania, but I don't think he wins, or I don't think it's Braun. Not
Okay.
then, not at that moment. But we all agree Braun's going to be world champion in the next couple years.
No, for sure. That's see if that was the one, I think we'd all say that's true. That's why I had to make it a little trickier here. But I'm gonna say that's true. I think he's gonna be the one. I think that we're looking at a landscape right now where you have CM Punk 47 years old, you have Cody Rhodes who's 40 years old, and you have you have Braun Breaker who's 28 years old. We need to be thinking about a youth movement. It needs to be, if it's not in their mind, it needs to be, because like Voice said last week, maybe the week before when we talked about this, there's a mass exodus happening in WWE right now. Like a lot of these older guys gone. They're going to be gone. And I would hate for them to be in a situation where they were in 2009, 2010, where they were putting all their money in the Randy Orton and John Cena basket with no plans for the future. I think that if they're I think that if they're going to be smart, they need to create a next big thing to be world champion. Like Randy Orton was young as hell when he won the world title. You know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar was young as hell when he won his first world title. We need a guy that's young as hell to be a world champion, that we could look at that guy and be like, he's the guy for the next 15 years. Because I don't look at Cody Rhodes and say that's the guy for the next 15 years. In 10 years, he's going to be 50.
I don't
You know
even
what I'm
want,
saying?
honestly, I don't even want Cody Rhodes to be the guy the next 5 months.
Listen, I think I don't know where they're going with Cody Rhodes as far as after his, like, there's always that time. Like we had it with Roman. We thought Roman was going to be champ forever until he wasn't. And now it's like we don't even know what Roman Reigns is even doing anymore. No. My question for Cody Rhodes is, what is his place in wrestling past being WWE champion? He accomplished it. He did it. What's he going to do after that? Because he's not going to be able to keep playing around in the main event forever. He's going to have to, respectfully fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think you got to focus on that youth movement when it comes. But let's keep going here because I still got a few questions here. Bronson Reed, we just saw him have a WWE championship match on Smackdown. It was impromptu. Nobody expected it to happen, but it did. But it got me thinking, you got two of the members of the Vision who are both young, both ready to go, both seem to be being prepped and primed for that main event role. Let's go with Bronson Reed, who, let's face it here, Bronson Reed is no spring chicken himself. He's 37 years old as opposed to 28 from Braun Breaker. But I do want to bring this in here. What are the chances that Bronson Reed becomes a world champion before Braun Breaker? So let's say that Bronson Reed becomes a champion before Braun Breaker, world champion before Braun Breaker. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous. Hype, where you at?
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. I don't see it. Maybe I just don't want to see it. And that's no disrespect to Bronson. I don't see it before Braun.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
When you say Braun,
The first Braun you think of is Breaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm with you on that. But we still got to keep going here because we're talking about the idea of Reed becoming world champion before Braun Breaker. That's true. That might be true. That's ridiculous. Voice, what do you think?
I gotta say that's ridiculous. I'm with Jones. I'm not trying to take away from anything from
Bronson Reed, yeah.
Bronson Reed, but at the end of the day, I think the money and the good investment is on the younger youth and the ones coming up behind Breaker is it his cousin? That's the one that's being
Oh, his little the one that just signed
Yeah.
with the one that just signed like earlier this
Scott's
year,
son.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where they're heading towards because I only hear good things about this kid.
Yeah.
And uh here's the thing though with Reed, he's a he's a phenom, but he's a phenom who got discovered later. He's like
Yeah.
our AJ Styles. He's like our Samoa Joe. When they finally made it to WWE,
Mhm.
we were super excited. We were happy for it, but it's kind of like, well, why couldn't you got him 5 years earlier? Why,
Yeah.
you know? So, but what I will say about Reed is he's doing awesome work. He's learning. He's becoming a force. So I think that there are going to be good things for him. I think he will be a huge dominant run in the IC world title or the IC title reign. And he might get maybe one title run, world title run, but
But
I
not
don't
before
see
Breaker.
not before Breaker, and I don't see it being meaningful.
He also
Okay.
has to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
another thing. And that big ankle injury, I mean,
That could
Yeah.
come back to haunt him.
yeah, and you guys know having kids in sports, one of the worst injuries is the ankle injury because
Oh
that's
yeah.
going to affect them later on.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. That those Achilles heels, those types of injuries, they linger on for a very long time. So you are 100% right on that. It's not a bad thought at all. But we're gonna continue here with Grunmeister, man. Bronson Reed becomes world champion before Braun Breaker. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
I am going to. Because if this is TKO and they're gonna fuck it, they're gonna fuck it up. They're not gonna make it. If TKO listened to Triple H or listened to anybody that knew anything about booking pro wrestling shows, they would allow Triple H to. I'm gonna say that might be true because if this goes how it should, Bronson Reed turns on Braun Breaker
Yes.
because Paul Heyman knows that Braun Breaker he can't control. Bronson Reed,
He
he
can
knows
control.
he
Yeah.
can't control. He can make more money off Bronson Reed because Bronson is going to be. It knows that he can't beat Braun Breaker straight up, but if he plays some trickery, he can beat Braun Breaker. That builds up Bronson Breed as this uber heel, this mega, this Godzilla like this kaiju
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Braun Breaker has to slay. And the closer Braun Breaker gets closer each and every time, and then Mania, Braun Breaker has run through the Royal Rumble, being one of the few people to win at number one, eliminated 25 people. Well, I don't know, and then
Not out of the
completely
realm of possibility.
no, it's not. And then has this huge mega battle with Bronson Reed at WrestleMania and wins.
Hey, I don't hate that. That's why it's open to interpretation because I
Mhm.
think a lot of times in wrestling there's really no wrong answers. You know what I'm saying? Especially when
Yeah.
we're speculating the way that we are. Um, Listen, man, as somebody who thinks Bronson Reed is awesome, I love his style, and it's really been really awesome to see him kind of go from a guy that we're like, we don't know what we're gonna do with him when he gets to the main roster to being presented every week. I'm gonna go with. Unfortunately, I got to go with that's ridiculous. I just think they see the writing on the wall with Braun Breaker. Everybody sees the writing on the wall with Braun Breaker. I think with Bronson Reed, there's still a little bit of like investment to be put into him. But I honestly, this is just my opinion. I think Breaker could beat CM Punk for the title tomorrow, and nobody would bat an eye at it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would be like, "Oh shit!" You know what I'm saying? Like he's the next logical guy. With Seth Rollins not being available, everybody else kind of got their investment tied into the last time is now tournament. Right now is the window of opportunity for Bronson or for Braun Breaker to be the guy to beat Punk. So I think it could happen, and I definitely think that he's positioned in a spot to beat him before Bronson Reed wins a title. And the reason I brought that up is because Reed had that WWE Championship match on Friday, and it was like, hey, if he would have won it, which I didn't think he was going to, but if he would have won it, he would have got it before Breaker, and Breaker hasn't even had a chance at the world title yet. You know what I'm saying? So he had that opportunity that Breaker hasn't had yet, and you just don't know. But I just see the stock rising in a rapid way for Braun Breaker, and I just think he'll win the title first. But let's move on here because the topic of conversation that we just talked about was Cody Rhodes, and we see Cody Rhodes, and we're like, Cody, you're just kind of there, and you're the champion. What's next for you? And we're not, for me with Cody, I like Cody, but he definitely feels stale right now. So my next question for y'all is: Cody Rhodes will be the undisputed champion going into WrestleMania 42. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous. Hype. What do you got?
I don't want it. Like I just said, I don't believe in. I don't want to believe in Cody like being the face for the next 5 months or the guy. I'm a little over him. I wish he'd go make like 4 movies or some shit like that. Like, and I say this also saying I love Cody. I love what he's done for wrestling. I even love what he did for the WWE title in the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
He helped to make it actually mean something, and now like I need it to mean something on somebody else. So
Yeah.
I really wouldn't mind if they ran back Cody versus Bronson, and Bronson picks that up, and we see both Bronzillas with world heavyweight titles at some point.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that either. I mean, I don't know what's next with Cody. They keep going back to Drew, which makes me think it might possibly be Drew. Only reason because they keep going back to him. They keep going back to him.
The only person that makes sense if it's not one of the Bruns, right? Drew makes sense, but a returning Kevin Owens would be the real like choice. If I'm saying, hey, like who needs to take the title off of Cody, like it's KO. And that's because of everything that he went through. I don't know about you guys, how you feel about that, but
No, I didn't even think about Kevin Owens because of how long he's been out, but I don't hate it at all. We're gonna throw it to Voice though. Cody Rhodes, champion for the next few months going into WrestleMania 42. Do you see it happening? That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
We keep talking about money, correct?
Yeah.
And the son of a plumber don't make no money, but this son of a plumber does. So I think that's where they're going.
yeah.
Again, exactly what Jones was saying. I love Cody. I love what he's done for wrestling. He's fantastic, but it's time to let the younger crowd come in and develop stories. We can have these guys around, but they don't need to hold titles. But I do think TKO wants money, and he wants it now. It's been talked about. It's been drilled into our head. Yeah, he wants it. So Cody does make money. But I love the fact that Jones threw out KO.
That was good. I liked
Yeah,
that.
that right there, because you could do so much with a Kevin Owens right now. There's your fifth guy. There's your, there's everything going on right now. Like that's your missing piece because of what he brings. But again, you still have to bring up those younger guys.
Yeah.
KO is old as shit. Let's not lie about it.
You're right.
His body's even older.
In wrestling, one thing that I've learned is I think they put the strap on older guys for longer periods of time is because they know how to handle themselves with the strap.
True.
That's true.
True.
I don't disagree with that.
And we will see these guys have runs, but they will be short runs. They're not going to be the longest of runs. But with that said, CM Punk right now, him having the strap right now, he's not gonna have it forever.
No.
He's gonna have 2 or 3 feuds, then drop it.
Yeah.
And I say feuds like giving it what it is. I don't think they're gonna be maybe one true feud
Yeah.
and 2 other matches.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna be yeah.
I'm
it's
gonna
be
go with I think that's true.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. Gotcha. Grun, jump in on this, man. Cody Rhodes, champion, going into WrestleMania 42. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
That's true because you got all right. You either to take the title off Cody, you either need uber babyface, uber heel, and like unless they're gonna move Dom to SmackDown between now and Mania, I don't see it happening.
Hey, good.
If
I don't.
if Dom if Dom moves to SmackDown or if Dom wins the Royal Rumble, I'm saying he's going after Cody.
Okay. No, that's more than fair. I'm gonna say that's true as well because whenever that time comes, I think he's gonna drop the title at Mania to the Royal Rumble winner. So I think he'll be champion going into 42, but I'm not saying he's going to be champion after 42. I'm saying he's going to be champion going into it because he is the marquee name that they're going to need going into WrestleMania. Whoever is going to win that Rumble match is going to be the one to beat Cody, and then I think Cody disappears for a while, and then I think he stakes his claim to something else when he comes. Cody is an aware guy. That's one thing I can say about him. Cody is tremendously aware of what fans say and what's happening around him. I think he knows that people were saying, hey man, we're tired of this guy. You know what I'm saying? We're tired of where of the direction that he's going in. He's stale, he's boring. So I think that he's gonna keep the kissing babies and shaking hands act going on for a few more months until WrestleMania when he drops the title, disappears off TV, and then comes back and maybe we can see that heel turn that we've been waiting to see. But nothing, absolutely nothing about that man or his character is going to change until after WrestleMania 42. And for that reason, I think it's going to be true because he's going to be the catalyst to whoever the next champion is going to be.
Hey, that's a fair statement. Can I ask you something real quick? I
Sure.
don't need a big dialogue into it, but just a
Sure.
quick thought. Maybe we can get into it next time.
Sure.
Do you guys feel that they're overlooking this Mania onto the next one because the next one's going to be so big?
That's
Yeah.
a great thought to
mean-
have. And it's easy to say yes, but I think that if you remember the hype going into WrestleMania 41 going into Vegas, we were all like, this is going to be an awesome WrestleMania. It's going to be in Vegas. It's 420 weekend. It's going to be lit. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And it wasn't as lit as we thought it was going to be. As much as I think it's easy to say, yes, they're going to overlook this Mania because WrestleMania 43 is going to be in Saudi Arabia. I think that instead of them looking past it, I think they're doing this one in Vegas again to say, hey, we kind of fucked you on WrestleMania 41 because it wasn't everything that we said it was going to be for reasons. Some of those reasons beyond our control. A lot of those are because Travis Scott and The Rock are dicks. But I think that they're gonna try to be like, we'll give you something better at 42. For that reason, I can't say they're gonna overlook it because I think this is gonna be like how Cena and Cody Rhodes was shit at the main event of WrestleMania 41, and then they said, hey, let's give you a much better match at SummerSlam between those two. I think that WrestleMania 42 is gonna be oh, we're not going to say we're sorry, but we're sorry for making WrestleMania 41 a fucking shit show.
I mean, that's a
hope
fair
so.
assessment.
So that's my thought on it. But let me cherry pick these because I know we're gonna ride out of here in a little bit. Everybody's got stuff to do. I'm gonna cherry pick these last couple of questions here because I got some really good ones here, and some of them that are kind of obvious. So let me cherry pick these real quick. So I'm gonna start with this one right here. John Cena is the new Intercontinental Champion, and he is now a Grand Slam champion. That is awesome and that is great. But we know that this can't last forever because his championship reign, no matter what happens, is going to be very short. So instead of asking an obvious question, I want to ask this. John Cena loses the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series and not his final match. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous. Hype? Yeah, I got him thinking on this one. I see. That's why I cherry picked that one because it's a good thought.
Yes, I feel like that's true. And no
Okay.
matter who his appointment or his opponent is at Survivor Series, I think it's a different story than whoever then he has to deal with whoever his opponent is at Saturday night's main event, because that is a different sort of match. It's a different championship in itself.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think some people would say that the final match being the opportunity to not only retire John Cena but to win the IC title might kind of be putting a hat on a hat a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In some ways it could be, but that's why I'm asking this question because I want your guys' thoughts, and I'm going to throw it to Voice here. John Cena loses the IC title at Survivor Series and not his final match. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
I think that is true also. And
Okay.
I think it is because, again, we keep going to money. He can make money, but I will caveat it with this. You have to be very careful playing in this world because if you do not make this a little known a couple weeks before, or maybe I don't know, you have to let them know before that you might be doing this shift, and to which his last match is not his last match. He'll have a title defense, because if you fucking play it where he wins and then he has to do a second title defense so you can get him a different opponent, you're going to make people pissed off. People are going to become annoyed with it because they invested time and energy into this expecting something to pay off, and you have to make sure it fucking pays off.
Yeah. No, you're right. You got it. I mean, I just think Cena's final match, call me crazy, but it shouldn't be about titles. You know what I'm saying? It should be about this fine. It's going to be because and I think you might have just kind of said that, but so what is the story if John Cena wins his final Raw appearance, retains the title, wins at Survivor Series, retains the title, and then wins in his final match and retains the title?
Right.
What are we going to do? Are we going to do a tournament? Another tournament after we just did? No, we're not going to do that. There's no, like, do I love tournaments? Yes, but I don't think we need to have tournament after tournament after tournament. Like, the next tournament that we need to have needs to be King of the Ring. There needs to be some space in between tournaments. So I don't know, but let's go to Grun. What do you think, man? John Cena drops the title, the IC title at Survivor Series, not his final match. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
I've been convinced that is true. He's not going to drop the title at Saturday night's main event. He will drop the title probably at SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
SummerSlam. Jesus.
SummerSlam. Yeah.
He said he's sticking around that long.
But it's probably the only way to get the title either back on Dom or on someone new, potentially Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor needs something for sure. I'm riding the train here with you guys. I'm going to say that's true for all the reasons that I pretty much said and been talking about. The last match needs to be about his final match. I'm glad that he won the IC title. It's going to be a short reign no matter how you cut it, but he's dropping it. And who knows? We might all just be wrong. He might just drop the title tomorrow. He might drop it tomorrow. You know?
Let's
Who
also be
knows?
real. When Gunther wins this John Cena tournament, we don't really need another Gunther IC title run, do we?
Absolutely
Nah,
not.
we don't.
No.
Doesn't it feel like going backwards? You know what I'm saying? Like he had the most historic IC title run of all time, longest reigning. Then he became world heavyweight champion. Then he's gonna be IC champion again.
Yeah.
No.
You
I
know
think
what I do need though?
what's
I
that?
need Cena to try to hand it to him, and Gunther after Gunther beats him, he tries to hand it over to him, and Gunther throws it to the ground, and he's like, "I wanted what I got. Your last match, you went out on your back."
That'd be crazy work right there.
Yeah,
Because you're like, I don't need this title. I already won this.
exactly. He's like, "I've
I
already-"
wanted your blood. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
And then he does that where he drinks some Cena's blood. Who knows?
We've seen him do it before.
We've
It is
seen
not
him do it
it's not
before. He's
past
a
Gunther to
vampire.
drink somebody's blood. He's a sick son of a bitch, and I love him for it. Crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, all right. Let me cherry pick this. Oh man, I've got so much good ones, but I'll save the. You know what? I'm gonna save some of these for another time when we do this. So this is going to be the final one, the last one. Man, so many good ones I have on this list. But I'm going to stop with this one because I think there's a lot of speculation around this, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this one. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder. We know he just debuted or re-debuted, returned to the company this past Friday. Had a match with LA Knight, and honestly, I watched that match. I think Ryder did great business. I think he did great business. Would I like to have seen him win it? Absolutely. But I think for LA Knight, I think he did good business, and Matt Cardona is somebody who does good business. As I'm sitting here and I'm sitting over here and watching the Death Riders staple Orange Cassidy's hands in his pockets. What the fuck? But
That was wild.
but let's go back to this real quick. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, his SmackDown appearance was not a one-off. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous. Hype?
Yeah, I don't think we see any more Zack Ryder. I think we continue to see Matt Cardona through NXT, but not necessarily Zack Ryder character.
Okay.
At least like not in this calendar year, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
No,
I'm not
I
saying
get
he's
you.
never going to be re-signed or anything like that. I'm just in the sense of seeing him in storyline WWE right now.
You think there's going to be a
see,
gap of time before we see him back?
Yeah, and we're only going to see him as long as this NXT thing continues.
Sure. Okay. Voice, final one here. Zack Ryder's appearance was not a one-off. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
Well, that's true because that sets him up for the Rumble.
Oh, okay. I like that because we didn't see him in last year's Rumble. That's true because literally the first time we saw him in a WWE ring in 5 years was Friday night, and I didn't even think about the Royal Rumble. And yep, and there goes Darby Allin getting thrown through flaming tables, and he's on fire. This is wonderful, love it. But let's throw it to Grunmeister real quick. Not a one-off for Zack Ryder in a WWE ring. That's true. That might be true, or that's ridiculous.
I think I've been won over again. I think that's true. I think it's a nice nostalgia spot in the Royal Rumble in January, but after that, we're probably never going to see Zack Ryder again in the WWE. Matt Cardona, on the other hand, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Okay. I like that. I'm going to go with that's true as well because now that he's back, I think there's a super strong possibility we could see him in the Rumble. And then we didn't expect Joe Hendry to be wrestling at WrestleMania, but it happened. So who knows what Matt Cardona is going to do. I like the fact that they brought back Zack Ryder, but I do think the smart play in the grand scheme of things in the long run is for Matt Cardona to be on the WWE main roster, not Zack Ryder. I get why they did it, and I thought it was an awesome nostalgia spot, and it was great, but I just think he's made so much money and built up so much reputation as Matt Cardona. Going back to Zack Ryder almost feels like going backwards a little bit.
It does.
So
It'd be like if when Naomi came back, they had her dancing behind somebody.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
across
Like she
the
was a
street.
funky. Like why would like she just had the gimmick that she had before she left was the best gimmick that she's done in her entire career. Why would you have her go back and be a funkadactyl? You know what I'm saying? Like Matt Cardona is the deathmatch king and the indie god. Why would he want to go back to woo woo woo? You know it. You know what I'm saying? And even though he did it with a smile on his face Friday. And you can see if you look at I watched the Zack Ryder entrance like 5 times, and I'm not saying it's the exact same, but it gave me waves of when Edge returned to WWE after all those years, and you could see it in his face, man. You could see the emotion in his face. You can see like the gratitude. That's exactly what I saw when Zack Ryder came out. You see the intensity, the gratitude, the emotion of him being back there. It was awesome. But I think in the
home.
grand, yeah, he was home. But in the grand scheme of things, Matt Cardona is the guy who has developed in the last 5 years into what he is now. If WWE wants to make some serious money, stop with that Zack Ryder mid card BS, because that's what Zack Ryder was, a lower mid carder. And Matt Cardona is a main event guy. Okay, he is. Period. So that's my thought. Is that you do the one time with Zack? If anything, I would have had Friday's match be Zack Ryder's retirement match unofficially. You know what I'm saying? Because now we making room for Matt Cardona. Zack Ryder's done. Matt Cardona's in. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
But then you're taken away from the tournament.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's why I said do it in a way to where it's not like
He
loud.
just plays silently.
Exactly. Yeah, like do it. It don't got to be loud.
I got you.
A lot of people didn't even know Batista's last match was his last match. And it's because Batista was like, I really don't. At the time, Batista was like, I really don't give a fuck about this business anymore.
Who?
Yeah, Dave Batista. Yeah, come on, you ain't gonna who him because he was awesome in fucking Knock at the Cabin. That was great.
He's just a weirdo now. We need him to be more Dave Batista. Just be Dave. We love you, Dave.
Dave Batista and Knock at the
That
Cabin.
movie though was crazy. Yes,
Yo,
I will
so
say
good.
That was crazy.
So good. But yeah, man, that's what I think is I just think that there's a lot going on there as far as Matt Cardona and Zack Ryder, and it really makes you think, what can they do with him? And I get it. It's like Nick saying the story's already there with Ryder and Cena. Totally get it. You do not disagree with you at all. There, we already talked about that on the show. As a matter of fact, like Cena, like there all those stories, and even Chris Van Vliet talked about it. There's stories out there that Cena held Zack Ryder down. And then he stole his girlfriend, Eve Torres, right in front of him. And it was really just a bad spot for Zack Ryder before he left the company. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But Matt Cardona, once again, the Last Time Is Now tournament is done for Zack Ryder, which means Zack Ryder should be done and Matt Cardona should come in. So that's where I think about it. And we'll see where it goes from there. But listen, this right here was a really great episode. I just concluded Blood and Guts over here, the entire show. It's done now. So we're going to be done too. We're going to call this a great episode and go into the sunset. But before we do that, I got to give my guys an opportunity to plug anything they want to plug, where they're doing it, and Grun's defending the home wrecking John Cena. Man, I remember that. It was not such a great it was not a great look for John Cena because he was still doing the super good guy thing and he just stole some dude's girlfriend. Like, what the hell? Like, it was weird booking for Cena at that time. But Hype, where can they catch you and everything that you do?
Please don't catch me. I'm here when I feel like it. Genuinely. Please don't catch me. I guess I don't know. I make jokes on the internet. You can follow me. And yeah. All right, that's some shit.
Share his stuff.
There you go.
There you go. Buy his merch. He's got merch.
Yeah. He's got merch on the site.
Yeah, on Brainbusters. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So check him. So get that there. Awesome hat. Yeah, that's an awesome hat. But Grunmeister, you do quite a few things. I know you were just doing some streaming and you do your stuff on Friday, Grun's Room. It's great. But I'll let you do it. Where can they catch you and doing everything that you're doing?
You can catch me on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick under the name Grunmeister. I am live Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern with Grun's Room, talking everything pro wrestling, SmackDown, and anything else that might be interesting in pop culture when it comes to music, video games, or movies.
Awesome, man. We appreciate all that you do, and that gives it to voice, man. You do a lot. I know you just did your conspiracy show last night. I dropped in on that for a little bit, but where are you at in everything that you're doing, man?
All right, fans. So if you like what you've seen here, you can catch me and Grun and with our friend Kevin Calloway tomorrow night, where we go to the Monday Night Raw preview review show. And if you caught this Monday Night Raw, we have a lot to talk about. And guess what, fans? We're going to give you a secret bonus topic. And it's going to be, well, it's going to be something that I think everybody's going to enjoy. Grun is going to be the focus of it. So tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Yes, Grun, you already know. Quit pretending. Or are the squirrels loose again? Loose again. So come join us 7 p.m. every Monday doing that. Outside of that, me and Howse, we like to do this this fun little thing that we're doing. It's an animation conversation, and we're doing that. Are we doing one this Wednesday, Howse?
We are.
We are. So tune in for that one. I believe it's my pick.
It is.
Stay tuned because we might be good. We might be going back in the bag on cartoons here, Howse. I'm going to keep them waiting. You know what? Join the Discord and you'll get that one. So that is usually around 5 p.m. on a Wednesday. So come join me and Howse and watch some cartoons with us. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Outside of that, me and Howse also do Thursday. It's an ECW watch along. It's one of the best times that you'll ever have. There's blood, there's guts, there's chairs, there's fire, there's inappropriate scenes that you should not have your kids be watching, depending on their age. But you know, me and Howse, we watch it and we'll let you know about it and we react. But that is a Thursday, and that is a fun day, and that is usually around 6 p.m. Anywhere from 5 to 6 p.m. Again, just click the notifications, like us, subscribe to us, and then you'll always know when we go live. And again, like Howse said, conspiracies. I did one. We're doing one next Saturday, and who knows what we're diving into, but we'll set sail. It's usually around 8 p.m. Come join us and have some fun.
Absolutely. Join my guys and everything that they're doing, because that's the whole point.
Or not doing.
Or not, or just don't join them at all. or leave them the fuck alone. one of the other. But no matter what you do, we appreciate you guys dropping in on this episode and listening to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. As far as me, my last two bookends are coming up for the year, and then after that, I'm chilling and enjoying the holidays with my friends and family, because I'm looking forward to that. But I have got Emerge Wrestling this Saturday in Columbus, Indiana. Emerge 92 Steadfast. They're going to be joining us at a table for March 27th and 28th. That's the Squared Circle Expo next year in 2026. We're super excited for that. We're getting stuff together. We're getting ready because we're putting together a little GoFundMe to be able to get Grunmeister out here from Philadelphia, to be able to get some rooms, maybe a little bit more equipment to make that happen. So when this goes live, when this GoFundMe goes live, when the video that we're dropping to, respectfully pander for your guys' money goes live, just check it out, because even though I use the word pandering, this is a passion project, and we're not asking you to do anything that you're not willing to do. We're just saying that if you're willing to donate a few dollars towards what we're doing, it would be greatly appreciated and greatly helpful. We're not begging nobody for nothing. We're just looking for opportunities to enhance what we're going to be doing in March. And you guys can help with that if you believe in myself and my amazing team, because I got a great team. Love these guys. They're awesome. In your house, we're going to be there in March. We're going to be talking to people like Dennis Rodman. We're going to be talking to people like Matt Cardona. We're going to be talking to all these greats And here's the thing, guys. They're nowhere near done announcing names yet. We still have another batch of names that's going to be coming next weekend, according to Squared Circle Expo. Follow them on Facebook and everything that they're doing if you plan to go to that event, or if you are a fan of In Your House and you just want to follow what they're doing, and maybe there's somebody there that you want to see us talk to. But the only way that you can see that is if you go to Squared Circle Expo, follow them there, and then continue to listen to what we're doing. Because if there's a certain talent that you want to see us or hear us interview, you need to be in the know. You need to be following Squared Circle Expo. You need to be following In Your House. Okay, so make sure that you are doing that. Then on November 29th, my last booking of the year, but the final booking for the Right Hand of God Sam night. That's going to be the last ride. I'm going to be there for that. And it's going to be an emotional night, but it's going to be a great night, ladies and gentlemen. That's in Greencastle, Indiana, presented by Signal 10. That is the last ride of Sam night. Then after that, it's going to be family focused. I'm going to be locked in. If you guys know what I do, I don't talk about what I do for my shoot job on the show, but some of you guys know December is a rough month for me, y'all. So just bear with me through the month of December. Let us get through it. And then January, we're back again, and it's going to be great. So I appreciate you guys. We do this every year in December. So, it's hard to keep everything going that I keep going, and then still having to work extra hours at my job and have my family who need me to be present and whatnot. So we got to do what we got to do. But trust and believe. We're coming back. Trust and believe. We're going strong. Trust and believe. March 2026 in Indianapolis. We are going to be there. We're going to be talking to some of wrestling's top names. And listen, it's not going to be weird because there's going to be top names talking to top podcast hosts within your house. So join us on that ride. It's all part of the work. And that's HOWSC. And the W stands for work. So for the Grunmeister, for the voice, Josh Joseph, for Hypocrisy Jones, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Malachi the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great start to your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traffic.